Does Tekken 8 have what it takes to keep up with its competitors? So we have 2XKO currently in early access, free to play for everyone on PC by the way. We have Marvel Tokon coming out sometime early next year, and we also have Virtual Fighter 6 on the horizon of its release. So Tekken 8, where does it stand? Do we get a Season 3, and will the game just stay in competition against all these upcoming fighting game titles? Now this comes at a point where people seem to be more worried than hyped for Armor King and Miarizu. Of course, we are 2 days away until we get to play Armor King, and we get to see the Miarizu trailer at Evo France tomorrow, just before the top 8. But somehow people just seem to be more worried than excited, and this is for a couple of reasons. Firstly, the Armor King is currently playable at Evo France. There is a demo where you can try out AK, and we have found out some stuff about what makes this character strong. So we knew about the parry, that stuff is scary already. But the biggest culprit seems to be Armor King's new forward neutral 2 into stance. Apparently it is only -14 on block, -13 on block by the way. I'm not sure about the frames on hit, but from what I can tell, it seems to give a guaranteed mix-up on hit when he goes into bad Jaguar after forward neutral 2. So again, the whole idea of 50-50 guess for your life, he's basically back with Armor King, and people are just not happy, especially after coming back from the high horse that was Fakumram. Fakumram is one of the fewer characters in the game that is not very 50-50 heavy, right? Yes, his Rama stance is mostly a guessing game, but he has to earn actually going into that stance through, risky means, parry, down 40+4. All those are just not easy to get, as well as his guard breaks. And even when you get into Rama stance, a lot of characters with backswing blows and parries still have ways around it. So we came from a positive sense in terms of FAQ, and it seems we're going back to the negative sense in terms of Armor King. Now of course, this is just early reviews. AK is not completely out, but take it with a grain of salt. But like, come on, right? Use your brain, use your eyes. From what we've seen, AK does look to be a huge problem, with moves such as forward 2 as well, being like a demon ball that launches on counter hit is insane. So Armor King looks very scary, and people are worried about the balancing. We also saw a sneak peek of King's new full crouch down forward 1, which seems to have a sped up version. So people are afraid that this balance update might not be what everyone wants. And what do we want for this game, bro? We just want this game to be fixed. We just want a good balance update. Every fucking character right now is so overtuned. You can't defend in this game. You always have to be on the offense. Hit them before they hit you is the name of the game in Tekken 8. Make them guess before they can make you guess. We need some balancing with this. So that's the reason why people seem to be more worried than excited for AK and Miarizu. So now, how do these fighting games all come into play, right? Why am I comparing Tekken 8 with games like 2XKO, Marvel Tokon, and Virtual Fighter 6? So let's first talk about 2XKO. So 2XKO is a Riot fighting game based on League of Legends champions. So Riot Games, huge company, and they've done their own version of the idea of a 2v2 fighting game, and so far the reviews are overwhelmingly positive. A lot of people are super hyped for 2XKO. Now the biggest grab here is the fact that 2XKO is a free-to-play game. The first free-to-play fighting game, at least the first big or major free-to-play fighting game. And now, of course, Tekken 8 is a 3D fighting game. It has its own space, and Tekken has always had very different audiences than your average 2D fighting game. So most of the people that play 2XKO just don't play Tekken, or most people that play Tekken won't play 2XKO. Now, whilst this is true, it still does affect the game in some sense. Like I said, first of all, it's a free-to-play game, so it has that pull, right? Imagine this, you boot up ranked, right? Playing some ranked, grinding some Steve, right? Let's grind some Steve, let's take some Steve to Tekken King. First game in, you face a king, right? Fighting a king, you get hit by a one button hit smash that does 60 damage into a floor blast, right, into 118 damage, and it's GG's, you lose a rank. Most people are going to be frustrated as shit. Most people are going to just rage quit because they can't take it. That's the reason why people say they can't play ranked for more than at least an hour or two. It's just too much. So when people are when people are fed up of ranked, just getting destroyed, all the unfair shit in the game, they'll think to themselves, what else can I play, right? Now, 2xKO being a free-to-play game, it has that free pool. They'll be like, okay, this game is free, so what the hell, let me just try it. And boys, let me tell you this, if you don't play 2D fighting games, you are in for a ride. Because once you're hooked on that shit, bro, there is no going back. I, till this day, still miss Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I still have the game on my console, even though I can't get online because online is shit. Because I just got too attached to Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the 2D aspect of the game. So 2xKO, you also have that pool. So this will affect the game actually losing some players when the game fully releases. But even now, Tekken is still holding up. The numbers aren't as good. Obviously, it is Tekken, but it is holding up even after the release of 2xKO in, keep in mind, early access. Not a full global launch release, early access only. So it's good Tekken 8 is keeping up. But one might say they want the game dead and they want Tekken 9 to get started. But all in all, though you look at it, Tekken is still keeping up. It's holding up, basically. Then we also have Tokon, kind of the same reason as 2xKO. But the thing about Marvel Tokon is the fact that it's a Marvel game. It's Marvel characters, and Marvel characters have a huge pool, basically globally recognized. So anyone sees Spider-Man, they'll be like, oh shit, Spidey. Let me play some Spidey. So they do have that pool as well, which might also affect Tekken 8 just in general. VF6, this one, honestly, I think these guys are shooting themselves in their own foot. They seem a bit sus from what we've seen so far from Virtual Fighter 6. The hype just seems to be dying down as well. We did see snippets of gameplay, and personally for me, I didn't like the way it looked. It looked very floaty, you know, so I don't know if I'll jump on VF6, and I don't think VF6 will have that much pull as a Tekken game, right? We've seen so many 3D fighting games just come and go. Soul Calibur 6 lasted like what, 6 to 1 year, cooked, GG's, out. We got Dead or Alive 5 or 6 was a new one, lasted what, 3 months, gone. So Tekken 8 owns the 3D space, and despite how big VF6 will be, I don't think Tekken 8 will still lose players to that degree. One thing I've always said is there's just no game that like Tekken, bro. Like even Tekken 8, I know Tekken 8 is shambles right now, but there just isn't a game like Tekken. So all these games, whilst they're there, the game will still hold up its own, bro. Like, trust me, the numbers won't dwindle, although it is worrying, and they will lose a few numbers, like obviously, but I don't think Tekken will die to that degree. Even if Armor King and Miarizu are a burst, I don't think the game will die in that sense. But I'll be honest, I'm with you. I do want a Tekken 9. I hope we end at Season 3 and they get started at Tekken 9. That would be dope, right? But hey, the game is still here, so just be along with the ride. So yes, Tekken 8 will hold up despite all these hype fighting games. I myself am hype for 2xKO, but I think Tekken 8 will be okay. So let me talk a bit more about 2xKO and Marvel Tokon respectively, because these are games I also want to cover. So this section of the video will be more about 2xKO and Marvel Tokon. So if you're only interested in Tekken, you are free to click off. So let's talk about Marvel Tokon first. So I did get to play the beta that launched last month. However, I was invited when we had like what, 2 hours left until the beta ended. These guys did not let enough people in until the last minute, bro. So I didn't get to experiment as much I would have loved, but I did get to experience the game, you know, as short as that stint was. I did the beginner guide tutorial, which is very, very good. Teaches you the basics of the game. And fighting games these days are very easy to get into. They have good tutorials now, bro. Tekken 8 did not have a tutorial until Tekken 8, basically, right? So 2xKO has a good beginner's guide, shows you the basics of the game. The game in general is fun, but there are some things I didn't like about Marvel Tokon. Number one is the auto combos. The auto combos are horrible, dude. I don't understand why we are forced to have auto combos instead of having a setting, right? Like Tekken, how it has easy style. Like, make that shit a setting, bro. And the thing about Marvel Tokon is the combos actually dealt a shitload of damage, bro. It was fucking insane. Just mash light and you take like 80% of the health bar. It was crazy. So that for me did not bode well. I don't like hand holding in fighting games, bro. I just hate it. Although Tokon does have classic input like slides, QCF1, QCB, but having accessibility of auto combos that just deal a shitload of damage as well did not sit with me, and it kind of turned me off. The tagging was a bit weird as well, but I believe in the latest build that had Ghost Rider and Spider-Man, they've buffed the tagging so you can tag out faster or switch characters faster, which is good. Most people said you wouldn't really have to learn 4 characters, but from what I've seen so far, you will have to learn at least 2 to 3 characters, because there are some times when you can get a full combo off of an assist. So let's say I was playing Star-Lord, I tag in Doom, he does the portal thing, I'm in the air as Star-Lord, right? Then I jump up and shoot my guns and call Doom, Doom does the portal thing. You can convert if you tag into Doom and get a full combo. So you need to learn other characters for those sort of confirms. But other than that, yep, the game is fun, super hyped for Marvel Tokon, and it also has Africa servers, W, I'll get into that later with 2xk, oh my days, rip. That also is a massive W for me, but I'm just tired of spending too much money on fighting games, bro. Spending $80 on a fighting game and still being charged for DLC characters as well as costumes and stuff, it's just a huge investment in so much money, and that's why I'm also excited about 2xko. So let's talk about 2xko. Now 2xko, I was not hyped for this game when I first saw it, boys. I think you know this. I was more hyped for Marvel Tokon. However, 2xko, after getting into it, bro, the game is sick. It is sick, and I think to me it seems to have a bit more depth than Marvel Tokon. Now this might not be the case, just an early observation. I might be completely wrong, because Marvel Tokon has only had one beta for like 3 days, so we don't know a lot about that game. But 2xko has so much depth, the fuses, the character combinations, so that has me very excited. The best part is it's free to play, and that's what's calling to me. Free to play, boys. I don't want to spend a lot of money on fighting games. I spend too much money on fighting games, so this for me is a pull. I want to cover this game and I will cover it. The only problem is there are no African servers, bro. We can't play online. I don't know why. This is a huge miss by Riot. Like, dude, we do have a scene in Africa. There are fighting game scenes. It's crazy how Tokon has Africa servers, a Japanese game with Japanese devs. You get 2xko, an American company, very familiar with the FGC, by the way, has no Africa servers. So yeah, that is a huge L for me. But still, I will cover this game, tutorials, beginner guides, introduction stuff outside of just online matches. Unfortunately, I am looking at main in Echo. Echo is my favorite character in this game so far. I just have to find a partner. I'm looking at Echo Alawi, I'm looking at Echo Warwick, and I'm looking at Echo Timu as well. Those are the characters that are on my radar. So yeah, 2xko also something I will start covering. Just a short update on both of these games, boys. I'm sure those of you that subscribed to me for Marvel Tokon have been wondering, and yeah, it's just a waiting game, but as of right now, Tekken is still the focus. And one more thing, yeah, 2xko is not on console. I am on console, and that's why I haven't started covering the game yet. And thankfully, it's in early access, which is still a beta technically, so things will change rapidly until launch, which I'll be waiting for. So when launch drops, expect a bunch of content. So anyway, boys, I thought I'll talk about this later. Tekken 8 fans, don't you worry. I think this game will still survive. People still play Tekken 8 a lot. But I'll be honest, personally, I don't think it's in a good state. If this balance update does not hit, I don't know how many times I've said this, but it's back to fucking square one. So what you have to do is wait, hope, and pray. AK isn't busted as we think, and the balance update is actually a massive W. Boys, thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. If you've made this far, please don't forget to doria that like button, sub if you're new, and as usual, boys, the friend that be ever in your favor. GG.